You know, people used to say kids were our future, but now it seems like the streets are taking more and more kids every day. Seems like more and more parents training their children up the wrong way. Seems like more and more parents ain't even around for their children. Seems like more house homes now only have mama in there. Dad either running the streets, dead or locked up. You know, I had another comment earlier, man, from a 15-year-old man. 15-year-old brother, man, and very touching. He said, they won't let me do nothing in church. He said, all people do in church is act funny with me. He said, but I was just happening to be looking at one of your videos. It was an older video I did on how we done block the kids out of church nowadays. Something about when I was talking about praise dancing or whatever and gospel rap. See, this is why I do what I do for the will of God. I stand up and tell the truth. Brother say, I want to do what everybody else doing around me. He said, because ain't nobody talking about God. And then when we go to church, they don't even want to let us do nothing for God. So I want to be caught up in what everybody else doing on the streets around me in my hood. He said, everybody, you know, riding on rims. They hollering at women, you know, got the fast money. He said, I might as well get off into that because the church don't want to let us do nothing. He said, I was trying to do my little gospel rap, but the church blocked me out of it. Told me, you can't do that in here. The pastor said, you can't do that in my church. Once again, pastors, it ain't your church. Well, I wish y'all would quit saying that. Ain't your church. But this young man is really hurting. He's looking for a better way. But can't even go to the church, man. See, this is why I get angry with religion and tradition. All this old stupid, oh, let me catch myself. Don't have nothing to do with the word of God, man. Why do we keep running the kids out of the church? Well, you can't wear your jeans to church. You got a hat on. You remember we were talking about that hot and clear. He had a hat on. He can't wear his hat. He got jeans on. Man, we turn more and more people away from the church. Ain't nobody even trying to be concerned about the young man's soul, man. Now he already in the streets. He got a great example in front of him of what not to be. I wish more and more of these churches would start setting examples and stop being so damn holy and down. When Jesus wasn't like that. Young man, I hope you're looking at this video, man, because I always try to keep it real, man. I believe you say you in North Carolina or wherever part of town you was in, man. Hey, don't give up on God, man. And I know it's sad, man. It's really sad. And people gonna get mad at me for talking about the church because I always tell the truth, man. I'm sick of church running folks back to the streets, man, when they trying. How you gonna ever help somebody and you keep running them away with tradition and religion? Man say he wanted to praise dance, he wanted to rap. They done cut out every. Yes, plenty of churches that don't allow that to happen, but there are a lot that do, man. I just hope you find a church that allow you to be who you are, man, and go in there and praise for God because you already caught up on the streets, man. Praising the devil. And then as soon as people get in these streets, the church folks always want to come back and talk bad about them. See, that's the problem I have, man. Y'all just got to pray for me on this, man, because I hate to see children. I hate to see anybody drove away from the church, but when you especially knocking down children, half of these children now don't have no father, and we can't let them go into church and sing their favorite song or do their rap song. Pray for me on this, man. This video I'm kind of a little pissed off in this video, man, because there are more and more children lost, man. Lost. And then you got a lot of lost grown folk. I keep telling folks, I don't care about how long you done been in church. Whatever you did for the church while you was in there, other than cause hell, in there taking up pew space. We need to let the real folks come in. These folks with all this, man, these traditions and this holding and down stuff, man, I wish I could just push a button and knock all of them out of the church, man. But they need help also, man. So let me say that right. I pray for the holding down folks as well, but it's too many people right now being ran away from the church, man. That's why I love to see that. I like what you said, PP Drawings. Your church say, come as you are, man. Y'all allow the gospel rap, the mime, and the praise dancing. Man, if more churches could just be like that, they will reach more of the young folks instead of talking bad about the young folks. You ain't giving the young folks only one option, and that's to stay in the world, in the streets. They already see everything negative in the streets. They see it at school. Some of them see it in their own home. I just pray for these mothers having these rough times, man. Shout out to all the mamas, single mamas having a hard time, man, bringing these kids up. Because these knucklehead fathers don't want to be around, or some of them around and still ain't doing nothing. And we got the church running them away. 15, 16 years old, man. Most people at your age, young brother, they already got kids, man. The women are already pregnant, man. You even say you're thinking about selling dope because you're tired of watching your mama struggle. The church ain't going to give you no money. I feel you with that. I feel you with that. I remember when I was young, man, and my mom and my dad, they was losing their house. And I went to a pastor, man, and asked him, could they just help us, man? They wouldn't even look my way, man. My mom and them wound up losing that house. But not to jump off subject, man. I can relate to a lot of stuff, man, because I done lost houses myself. I done lost vehicles. I done lived on the streets before, man. Hey, it's always a better way, man. Young man, it's always a better way. I wish I was by you, man. I sit down and talk with you and do whatever I can, man, to keep you from going to these streets, because the church folks sure ain't gonna keep you, man. Matter of fact, they sending you right back to the streets. I did a video on this a while back, man. I used to go to church faithfully. Went from going to church hopping, then back on the streets. People are fed up with church because of the way church is nowadays, man. I feel you, man. I can relate to you. I'm telling the truth. I always tell the truth, man. Hey, they wrong for doing that, man. And it's hard. It's hard to give somebody a good word when all they see is negative stuff, because it might just go in this ear and go out the other ear, man. Because you are in the hood, just like we was in the hood growing up. We didn't have nothing hardly positive, man. Me and K-Ray was just talking about this, but by His grace and mercy, we made it through, and we still here. By His grace and His mercy. That's why I said, what if grace and mercy ran out? Knocking the young man away from the church just because of what you have on. I want to tell you, look at my other young brother in Frankfurt, Germany, man. Type in Orange Flavor, man. You remind me of him, because Orange Flavor was telling me how he used to be bad and had attitude and always wanted to beat up people, but he found a better way, man. I was just saying this in the other video, young brother. Don't go to the streets, man. Please don't, man. Because if you go in them streets and stay in them streets, you might not even make 21, man. Value your life, man. There is a better way. I say this again. You only run out of options when you stop looking for an option, man. It's always a better way. We just got to buckle down and get through it. I know the church ain't got your back. Got to get past the church, man. I know it's somebody, and I know that's hard, but it got to be somebody, man, around you. I'm saying, if I can reach you through this internet, young brother, man, hey, it might be somebody else looking at this, man, going through the same thing you going through as a young guy, a young brother, man. But you said that video, I'm just thankful that you even looked at the video to see somebody. I don't brag on myself, man. Look, bro, I ain't nobody. Trust me, I ain't nobody but another human being. I'm just a child of God, man. I ain't nobody special. I don't need no credit. Give all the credit to God. I'm just glad you looked at the page, and some told you to look at the page, man. And I'm not gonna sit here and give you no false information, man. See, it's too many other these older people telling you, oh man, the streets all right. Now them streets ain't all right, man. Them streets will get you killed or in the penitentiary and on your way to hell if you ain't careful. I wonder right now how many people done went to hell by not knowing God and dying behind the streets. Your life can flash right in front of your eyes, man, in a second on these streets. You got a hard enough time just trying to live right now, man. People breaking into your houses and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Man, killing is getting worse and worse, man. The death rate just keep going up, man. Look like people dropping every time I turn my head, man. People dropping like flies and dying and getting killed. But the signs of the times are here, little brother. And you a wise young man, man. I can feel your spirit, man. You just at a point where you ready to make a wrong choice. And if I can say something to stop you from making that wrong choice, I hope I said it. There is a better way. Once again, folks, the church turning people away. Can't let them praise dance. Can't let them rap. Can't let them do nothing. But other than coming to church and sit down and look crazy. And look at their old stuck-up self. Tradition. Religion. Holding it down. Man, making people want to stay in the streets. Heard this dude say the other day, man, if church was better and didn't have all that in there, I'd go to church faithfully every Sunday. But I ain't got time to be around that mess because I'm not strong as you. I feel them, man. And you got to be strong and focus on God just to go to church nowadays and get past this begging and tradition and this holding and down stuff. Only God keep you to, man, be in church nowadays, man. Man, come on. Some folks in church, but they ain't in church. Y'all will catch that later on. So I'm going to get on out of here, man. And hopefully this will be my last video for tonight, but I'm not sleepy. I'll probably be doing another one in 5 more minutes. I got a lot of old videos that I had 2 or 3 years ago that I'm coming back on here now. That's why y'all see me doing these videos. It ain't that I'm doing them quick. This is stuff I had already on paper a long time ago, man. And some new, some old. So I'm just getting it out, man. That's my job, to get it out. Try to reach somebody, man. I'm like Paul. I want to gain the more, not for my glory, but for the will of the Father, man. I ain't doing nothing for me. That's what we should all be doing, man. Gaining the more. I told y'all I done made myself a slave, like Paul say. I done made myself a slave so I can reach others. Yeah. And if I got to go on the streets to reach somebody on the streets, best believe I'm going on the streets. If I got to bust up in somebody's church to reach a lost soul in somebody else's church, best believe I'm going to be knocking on your church door coming in. Because it's sad, just like this young brother, everybody in the church ain't doing the will of God, man. Turning folks away from the church. I'm going to get on out of here, man. Be blessed.